Finance Committee meeting. Today's Tuesday, September 1st, 2020, and I call this meeting to order at exactly 6:34 p.m. We have no public comment. Let's go on to agenda item 2.1, presentation of the 2020 Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Grant, ESSER.
Going on, but I think Mr. Fred Pettis is joining us, our Federal Programs Director.
Thank you.
Here's Mr. Pettis. Mr. Pettis, we had just announced agenda item 2.1, the presentation of the 2020-2021 Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Grant.
Okay, sir. Well, good evening, Dr. Carmen. Good evening, board members. Yes, I just have some information for our district on the Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Grant. This is part of the CARES Act, with the federal government set aside to help in battling the funds that were accumulating with COVID. And the ESSER, we call it the ESSER, the Elementary Secondary Grant, is that part of the CARES Act that will help us with the funding to battle anything having to do with COVID. So we've already applied for this through TEA. Our district was entitled to $4,640,104. And we have already been awarded that. So we already went through the application process, and we also have a final NOGA, the Notice of Grant Award. Part of the information that I provided is the grant dates. So with this, we're going to be able to go back to March 13th, and anything that we have spent in regards to COVID, the extra duty pay, things like that, that we had to pay the employees to come in last spring, over the summer, we'll be able to reimburse the district with this grant. That we have a list of other things that I know that the business department has been labeling as COVID related. So we're looking at that as reimbursements also. The grant actually will go through September 30th, 2022. So anything between now and September 2022, if we can attach it to COVID, if it's related to anything COVID, we will be able to apply to this grant. So instead of using our local monies, we'll be able to use this money. So it's a great thing. And part of the packet that I provided is just a list of the allowable activities. I know with Ms. Rendon's department, we were able to divide up the funds already into different accounts, but as we go, it'll be like any other federal grant that we have. If they're over 50,000, we need board approval and things like that. But you just so you hear a little bit more about the ESSER grant, this is what we're talking about. I don't know if you have any questions for me.
No, Mr. Pettis, I don't have any questions, but because I know it's kind of premature right now to get a quantitative amount on how much we've actually spent on COVID. I know it's a little premature right now with all the stuff that we're purchasing right now and so on and so forth. So we won't dab into that, but I want to thank you guys for looking out for the best interest of the school district and reaching out and looking for those grants. We know how difficult they are to apply for. We know how difficult it is to actually get awarded. So I just want to extend a huge thank you for that. Those $4 million are going to go a long way, because I'm more sure we've spent a good amount of money too on our end. Sir. But I just want to thank you guys for your due diligence and your hard work. Thank you all. Ms. Rendon, thank you so much too. Dr. Carmen, thank you. Agenda item. Thank you, sir. Let's move on to agenda item 2.2, review and discussion of the option to extend the proposal of the general merchandise and service for an additional 1-year period. Ms. Rendon.
Good evening, board members, Board President, Dr. Carmen. Tonight we're reviewing and discussing the option to extend the proposal on general merchandise. As you know, we have a rolling bid. We come to the board on a quarterly basis. This is in your packet. You should will include. This is the big. I'm going to say the big bid I think at the last board meeting, there was questions that there was only like 7 or vendors. This is the big one. Then we do, as other vendors want to participate, we'll open it up in a quarterly basis and bring those so that we can do business. So we're asking tonight for your consideration to continue and give them an extension for 2 additional 1-year periods, and that's an option for the vendors that are attached.
Agenda item? Agenda item.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Long. All right, let's move on to agenda item 2.3, review and discussion of the 2021 unemployment compensation with the Texas Association of School Boards. Yes, Rendon?
Yes, sir. On this item, it's that time of the year again, and we bring this to the board, and it's our unemployment compensation. We have it currently with TASB. We've always have carried it with TASB, and we're asking for consideration to approve it. It does go into effect in October 1st, and this year's anticipated compensation is $136,532. Now that goes based on our payroll, and I say they classify it as an A, B, and C. If for teachers it's a lower rate, or police officers might be a little higher, and so forth. But that is our estimate that our unemployment compensation premium would be for this coming year.
I want to thank you for that, Ms. Rendon, but I want to ask you a quick question.
Mhm.
Why is it that that TASB, have we had an opportunity to go out and research other avenues for this type of service, or is TASB just above and beyond?
For unemployment, sir, it's either TASB or it's the Workforce Solution.
Okay.
If we go with the Workforce Solution, this is based on, it's a flat rate if we go with the state.
Okay.
So it's just a flat rate. This one on unemployment, it's kind of, we pay if we use it. If we have a low period that we didn't have a lot of unemployment claims, our rate is lower. If we were to go with the state, it's just a flat 7%. So in this case, we're kind of paying back if we use it. If we had a bad year, it goes up. If we have a good experience, it goes down. The only other one would be to go with the state, and that would be a flat rate.
Okay, Ms. Rendon. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Agenda item? Agenda item, ma'am. Let's move on to agenda item 2.4, review and discussion proposal from the Meals and Catering Services district-wide rolling bid. Ms. Rendon?
This item is a rolling bid, as I indicated in the previous one. We only had one person that was interested in participating into our current proposals. So we're asking to have this one considered to be put on our rolling bid. So again, just for clarification, that's not the only person. This is a person we're adding to the bid.
Right. Okay, great. Agenda item? Agenda item. Let's move on to agenda item 2.5, review and discussions of the election administrator for the Cameron County for the November 3rd, 2020 trustee election. Ms. Rendon?
Okay, the next 4 of them, I'll explain, and it all has to do with the election, but we take it into parts. The first item is to review and discuss the elections administrator. This is setting forth who our elections administrator is, setting who the early judges are going to be. And in this case, it's going to be Mr. Remy Garza. That's who, it states who the amount that the early voting supervisors and the early voting clerk, his clerks are going to be getting paid. So this portion is to set who the manager, the presiding judge, and the supervisor is for the November 3rd election.
Agenda item.
Oh, hold on. I got a question, Ms. Rendon. Can we put a request what we want on their part of their job also? Because as I gone before elections, I see them all inside the building. I don't see nobody regulating the perimeters as far as the 100 yards, 100 feet, whatever it is. I don't see anybody out there. So my thing is, I don't have anything as far as who we pay or what we pay. But what I do have is, if I'm paying for something, I want it to be, hey, I need somebody outside because and it's fair for everybody. It's not only for me. It's fair for everybody. And the only thing I see is people inside the building, and they don't see the outside, what's going on.
I will bring it up to Mr. Garza's attention, sir. We are entering into a contract, but I've seen it before. If there's concerns, the person that's there should be going out there and making those decisions and calling it to their attention. But I will bring it up to to Remy Garza and bring it up as a concern and see we can take care of that.
I want it to be noted, if we're going to deal with that in part of the school district, that we need somebody out there responsible.
Let me talk to him. See if
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, well, Mr. Rendon, we can do is just bring it to his attention. I'm more than sure if he gets phone calls, he's not going to appreciate the phone call. So I'm more than sure that, he has a log of the previous history.
I'm just
in our local,
concerned is because there's other
exactly,
people in there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, just let them know it's always a concern.
Yes, sir.
All righty, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Rosas. Agenda item. Let's go on to 2.6, review and discussion of the notice of election for the polling sites of the November 3rd, 2020 school board elections. Ms. Rendon?
Okay, this item is to review and discuss and to put the notice of elections for the polling sites for the early voting sites, as well as the sites for the day of the election. And they should be in your book, and we will be, once approved, we will be posting this on our website and physically.
Okay. Agenda item? Agenda item. Then move on to agenda item 2.7, review and discussion of the contracting for the Cameron County Elections Department for the November 3rd, 2020 elections. Ms. Rendon?
Okay, sir. This is a review and the discussion of the contract. This is the actual contract where we're entering into contract with Cameron County Elections as a partner. And the estimated cost is $35,200 for the November 3rd elections. And it specifies the terms as far as we give, usually it's half down, and once it's all said and done, a final tally will be billed to us. So this is an estimate.
Agenda item? Agenda item, ma'am. Then move on to agenda item 2.8, review and discussion to amend the November 3rd, 2020 order of elections for the purpose of electing of the Board of Trustees for the San Benito CISD members to fill place 1, place 4, place 5, place 6, place 7. Ms. Rendon?
Yes, sir. Now, this is the actual order of elections where the board is and it's amended because back in, I'm going to say February, we did an order of elections to state when the elections were going to occur and what places and so forth. So this is the amendment to previously approved. So this is the order of elections for the purpose of electing the board members, the places, and it's stating what places are up. And like I said, it's an amendment. Also will be posted. So this is the actual order of elections so that we can conduct the elections on November.
Okay. Agenda item? Agenda item, ma'am. 2.9, review and discussion to add and delete accounts representatives to access CTE bank account with First Community Bank. Is that all?
This item, sir, we have had a change of personnel in the CTE department, and they do have an actual access to their a bank account. So I need to delete the previous and add our new CTE director.
Okay. Agenda item? Agenda item. Then move on to agenda item 2.10, review and discussion regarding the Child Nutrition Program procurement agreement. Ms. Rendon?
This item is just as an FYI, sir. I don't need it as an agenda item.
Okay.
We were considering going out, or actually we posted to go out for a milk bid. As you know, previously we had gone on the outside to get better pricing on the milk. And also we had one for produce. We have canceled them because we went back and reviewed the actual procurement agreement that we did when we entered into a contract with a food service agency. In reviewing this performance or this operational part of it belongs to the contracted food service management company that we entered it. Therefore, we cannot go and procure bids for them. They would have to do that. So we cannot put out bids. Currently, I did see on the milk bids, we currently had been using Borden. Currently, SFE, which is our management company, uses Borden also. But I cannot control, the district cannot control the prices. So I just wanted to bring it in. And I did include that portion of the contract in your documents where it says that we checked off that is their part of their contract.
So I'm assuming it behooves them to get the best pricing because they guaranteed us a certain amount of money. So I'm more sure they're doing their due diligence and trying to save us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that update, Ms.
Okay.
Rendon.
Like I said, I don't need it for agenda, and we've talked to them and continue talking to them. It's a new endeavor, so we're just trying to keep in compliance.
Well, I mean, as far as their contract is concerned and everything else, all those, you know, it just goes to say that, you know, it is in their best interest to make sure that, you know, that they do their part in making sure they get good pricing, you know, to provide our, you know, our nutritional needs for our kids and the services. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Let's move on to agenda number 3, the committee concerns. Any committee concerns? No. I adjourn this meeting at exactly 6:51 p.m.